And we're back with Dumpster Dive. This time, hey, we promised a Vinland Saga video in April. We promised a Sentai dub, but you know what? Things changed, alright? Wasn't expecting Netflix to simul dub it right away. Because I thought Netflix would do what they did with Seven Deadly Sins. You remember, Di, where it's like, oh, hey, look, we're going to post it up. 6 months later, 12 episodes or whatever.
And get past the Texas dub.
And get past the Texas dub. And now the Texas dub is ahead of them. So it's a race. Like, soon the Netflix dub will be back ahead again. But yeah, so...
You buy it in bulk.
Yep. We're back with Vinland Saga, Season 2. Needless to say, we did do a video on Season 1, Netflix dub, and yeah, this is only focusing on the Netflix dub. We'll get into that in a minute. There's 2 existing simul dubs at the same time. It's actually kind of cool. I'm all for it, because it gives people options and all that stuff. Though it does make it a pain in the ass if you use one of those sites. Unless you're searching for the One Piece. Yeah. Not gonna lie, some of those sites it's pretty dumb. But aside from that, also expect major spoilers for Vinland Saga Season 1. Again, we'll link to the video that we did before on it, and if you haven't seen it, why not? Go watch it. Also go watch Season 2 while you're at it. First 12 episodes are currently out. And dub.
Oh, no, stop. The views on that can only reach so high.
I mean, for our channel anyways. But yeah, so Vinland Saga Season 2 set out a while back, but this time not by Studio Wit, by Studio Mappa instead, who have the exact same logo, just slightly repurposed.
Literally just changes the logo to say Mappa. It's like, what the fuck?
And you all know Mappa, Chainsaw Man, currently doing Hell's Paradise. So, that. And this season would air in January and still ongoing as of right now on both Netflix and Crunchyroll. Now, see, the Crunchyroll dub started right away, and then the Netflix dub started last month, and they basically dumped like the first 8 episodes 1 week, and then the last 12 or 4 week after that.
Wasn't it the first 5?
Yeah, it was like
Details.
4 week 1. Yeah, it was 4 week 1, 4 week 2, and then 4 like kind of right after that. So it seems to be their pattern. Anyway, yeah. So there's 2 English dubs. We'll cover the Crunchyroll dub also at some point. From what we can tell, though, the Crunchyroll dub got everyone back from the Sentai dub. But the fact that this show's licensing is so mixed up is hilarious to me and kind of stupid. It also means no one...
I know what you're wishing. You were hoping, man, it would have been hilarious if they did a crunchy original dub.
And got their own cast.
That way there'd be 3 of them.
Yeah, that'd be so fucking dumb. It says it's teasing Master Takagi-san or anything. All the shows have like all those dubs. Yeah, so this season picks up sometime after, story-wise. Season 1, obviously, where Thorfinn is now a slave on a farm. And we have a new protagonist. Named Einar. Or Einar, if you want to pronounce it that way. But fuck it, the dub calls him Einar. We're going to call him Einar. Because what do you think we look like to you? Slap. Anyway, Einar is someone whose family was killed. He's an Englishman whose family was killed by the Danes during the war, and he was sold into slavery. And now he's working at the same farm with Thorfinn. Him and Thorfinn run into each other. But the thing is with Thorfinn, yeah, he's kind of broken. And I don't mean broken at the law. No, I mean he's mentally fucked up after everything that's happened. Also losing his purpose for living since Askeladd is, well, dead.
He dreams of him every night.
Yeah, Thorfinn is having nightmares of all the people he's killed and the war and everything. And not having a purpose. Which, we'll get to that when we get to the cast list and everything. But yeah, so Einar befriends him and you don't know where it goes. From there, you could probably guess, I guess. So first, we do have animation now that it's Mappa. Die. It's dog shit, right?
Yes.
Okay,
It's
so
like watching the Orient.
it's never gonna die, is it?
It's not.
Yeah, so it's map. You all know what to expect. I mean, you even said the nightmare world that Thorfinn is in when he's dreaming had very abstract imagery. Remember?
Yeah. This isn't a Viking show anymore. This is there's fucking zombies. What the fuck?
Yeah, to be honest, if this does go the supernatural route, I wouldn't be surprised, because what is its number one inspiration, and what did that lead to eventually? Especially when you have Canute. We'll get to what he's up to in a bit as well. Again, we're going to spoil in a lot of this, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it. I said that. It seems like he's seeing shit too. So, who knows? Everyone's crazy. You're crazy.
I mean, they kept it to just dreams.
For now, it seems. Yeah. But who knows? But yeah. OST, it's the same OST from Season 1. So, no change there. Which is something I've seen before. It's like, oh, Season 2, it's done by a different studio. Scrap that old OST. And it's like, why would you do that? You know, use what works. Although I think everyone could agree the OP and ending are pretty good for this Season 2. At least for the first half. Haven't heard the second OP or anything yet. But, alright. I guess it's time to get to the reason this is called Dumpster Dive Die. Since we are going to go over all the people from Season 1, it's the same Netflix. Netflix got everyone back from Season 1, so you all know Alex, all of them are back. As far as the ADR director, though, they changed. Now, the ADR director is Kathy Pylon. Go ahead.
Yes.
Make the joke.
No.
Oh.
I'm not. No, that's beneath me.
And
Just because I'm the only one in the room that played StarCraft doesn't mean I'm gonna make the joke.
Oh. With a script this time by Anthony Frushi, if that is how you pronounce that. I probably butchered his name. I don't know.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Close enough.
And, to be honest, the directing, for the most part, and scripts seem to be fine. I didn't even notice a difference. One of those things where, you know... The one mess up, I guess you could say, I noticed is Einar at one point is called Enar. I only noticed that on my second run-through of this before we did this, so
Which
that
can easily be a fuck-up for them to push it out this fast.
Yeah. There's also a scene where Einar is talking to Arnheid, that's another slave on the farm with him. He's like, oh, you can understand me. I wasn't sure if you'd understand my accent. Oh, silly dubs. But yeah, that's just never going to change, though. Never get old, either. Remember we laughed at that before? What's up?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something. And, yeah. So the script and everything's fine, though. Got no real complaints. Now it's time for our cast members, our new people. So first, Einar. Again, he is basically our new protagonist of the season. The first episode literally follows him entirely. You don't even get Thorfinn until, like, the closing frame in Ep 1. And he doesn't even say anything. It's kind of a ballsy move, starting off a whole new season with a brand new dude. But yeah, Einar is... the whole point of him is, despite how fucked his life is, where everyone was killed and everything like that in the war... He still believes life is worth living, that no one should give up on life, that you should always strive to chase after what your dream is. In his case, freedom! And his waifu, the slave, Arnheid, who he fancies.
Really? He does? I couldn't tell.
Yeah. Well, Einar in this dub is voiced by Alejandro Saab, whereas we named him the Flaccid Pancake. But he's not flaccid here. No, seriously, I'm going to say it. This is probably one of his best performances I've heard him do in a very long time. So...
Platinum Man, this is not...
Yeah. He's also Gabimaru in Hell's Paradise, which is currently airing. I'm not calling it Jiko Kuraku. Fuck that Weebinese name. No. It's Hell's Paradise. And yeah, he's Mirai in Platinum Man, which we already covered that thing. But yeah. And he does a really good job as Einar. In fact, the best dubbed scene with him is when Thorfinn is basically having a nervous breakdown, not understanding what's the point of living. You know, my life, I've done nothing. I was a child soldier. I killed so many, blah, blah, blah. And Einar more or less shouts at him that it's okay to live. It's okay to keep on going. You know, basically slapping sense into Thorfinn. It is by far the best dubbed scene for Einar. Though there is one scene, I don't know if you remember it, again, only caught it on the second run through, where it's only an EP4 for like 3 sentences. Alejandro's mic sounds really fucked up, which it's a similar glitch to that one EP in Levius, if you remember when you saw that.
Yeah.
Just a weird glitch in the mixing. But yeah, that's it.
Which is expected when it's essentially simul.
Yeah, it's a simul dub. Yeah. I mean, it's nothing like that episode of Bunko Stray Dogs Season 4. Remember Diley Jameson's mic? Yeah, it was
not times. Just everyone.
Yeah.
It did it for, like, everyone that episode, but mostly his, yes.
But yeah, I should mention also, apparently, I saw people say that Einar's backstory was... Or not his backstory, but he was changed in the anime to be... I guess less confrontational is the term I saw people use. And
like, how much less are we talking?
I don't know. But hey, the mangaka Yukimura approved, so you know what? Sure, I guess.
Because he's still pretty confrontational. Thorfinn has to keep telling him, no, don't do that. Don't murder the farmhands.
Yeah, the farmhands are kind of pricks. We'll get to them in a minute, though. But yeah, like, there's apparently, I saw someone say, like, in the manga, when Thorfinn is screaming bloody murder of having a nightmare, Einar's tempted to punch him, and instead, in the manga, but in the anime he doesn't. So, I don't know, though. So, someone has read the manga, let me know. But yeah, speaking of the farm people, we have their slave owner, the one they call Master, Kettle. Voiced by Sean Burgos, who's Zach Cromwell from Levius, speaking of that show, and Kaji from the Amazon dub of Abe and Jellyfish, speaking of franchises that have way too many dubs.
Just wait, there'll be another one.
Oh, I have no doubt. But yeah, so, Kettle he basically seems like a very fair slave owner. He owns this huge piece of farmland or whatever, but his whole thing is like, if Einar and Thorfinn are able to tear down the forest and turn it into farmland near his place, whatever, then he'll let them go free. That's the deal he makes with them. And it's like, oh, yeah, and you think, oh, he's gonna fuck them over, maybe, but no, he's a fair dude. So, and Sean does a good job with him, confirming my point farther that since he was also in Summertime Rendering, that the way a large part of that show's dub being that way was directing.
Yeah, your weakest link is always your ADR director.
Yep. But yeah, so good on you, Sean. He's a cool farmhand or farm owner person. But now we have his family. So first we have his son, Omar, his youngest son, and his whole thing is he wants to prove himself because he's a warrior. He's going to go out to war, man. But he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about and pusses out whenever they tell him to do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you all know where his character plot thread is going, though. You can see everyone basically picking him and go, you're not going to do anything, dude. You talk a big game, but you puss out at the last minute all the time. You all know where this goes.
Go, dude. Oh shit, I killed a guy. Oops.
Yeah. Well, he's played by Ryan Colt Levy, who's Denji from Chainsaw Man. And I don't think I need to say anything else after that, but also Robert Howard from Make My Day, another new Netflix thing. I mean, he does fine. Especially when he has to act all, like, screaming and panicking and shit whenever anything goes crazy. Oh, I have complaints about him. But Diet's Almar Epps as OE!
I hate you. No one's gonna get that reference. Boy, how could he be here? Didn't he die in Scream 2?
Wow. Alright. But after him, we have his older brother, Thorgil, who is apparently one of the Thanes, one of the elite guards who works for the king. King Harald, but then King Canute, because Harald met with untimely death to disease. Yes, disease. That good old disease.
By the way, does your food or drink taste funny at all? I'm not asking for no particular reason.
But yeah, Thorgil, he's described to be ruthless as fuck, and he genuinely is. There's a scene where, like, they capture 2 children that were stealing from the farm, and Kettle's like, how to punish them? And Thorgil's like, cut off their arms. That'll teach anyone to never steal again. And Kettle's like, holy shit, is this really my son? What the fuck, dude? They're just kids. I mean, you also see how savage he is when he has to take on a group of, what is it, like 5 or 6 people later on, and he just brutalizes the shit out of them.
Heads, arms, fingers.
Well, he's voiced by Earl Balin, who's Gonryu from Tekken Bloodline. So did an episode of that last year, you know. And Lee Tae-sing from Lookism? I probably butchered that one. I don't know. To be honest, he's one at first I wasn't sure how I'd feel about it, but by the end of it, his voice actually grew on me for this character. Sounds kind of like Lex Lang to me. I don't know why.
My jolly.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah. After him, we have the old master, who's Kettle's dad, Saverkal. And he takes a liking to Thorfinn and Einar to try teaching them the ropes. Like how to fish. And the value of farming and all that shit. He's voiced by William Sawyers, who's Yoshida from Persona 5. Do I remember how good that anime was?
No.
And Haing Zhang Qing from the Shaman King remake. And I mean, it was fine. It's good. Again, typical old dude. Can only imagine who they got to play him in Texas. But yeah. Typical older voice actor. No, nothing else to say on him. Just likable old guy.
I mean, based on with the cast list you read, Texas mostly played it safe.
Yeah, they did. They did. Could say that real quick before we get to that dub at some point. But yeah. Now let's get to the staff on the farm. So, first is Pator, who's a former slave that's now a farmhand. So basically, yeah, the farmhands, a lot of them are dicks to Thorfinn and Einar. Fuck with their wheat and shit and screw up their food and everything just to be dicks. Because like, oh, they're slaves, who cares? Pator's the only one that actually, though, can empathize with them, so he tries helping them out here and there. He's voiced by Ben Lepley, which now you get to make the joke. Because it's, you know what time it is from Full Dive Die? It's Martin time. Exactly.
Oh, it's Oz time?
Martin time. Wait, is that the same voice actor?
Yes.
Oh, I actually didn't know that. I was going to go with his most known role, unhinged fan from Agretzko. But yeah, Pater, he's soft-spoken and mostly reserved and quiet, so not one of his crazier roles, I guess you could say, but he does fine. But do you know what time it is now, Di? It's time for Griffith! I mean Snake. Voiced by Jason Griffith. We haven't even talked about Canute's character thread in this. We're going to get to that after we get done with these guys. But yeah, Jason Griffith, you all know him, Sonic and Shadow from the 4Kids era of Sonic, and Usopp from the 4Kids One Piece. You show me that voice, man. Why?
You're welcome. Remember, that's Jet the Hawk.
Yeah, so Snake, his whole thing is he basically leads a mercenary band that are protecting the farm. They're basically hired hands that patrol, make sure there's no thieves going around. Since the farm is fucking huge, and Kettle is making heavy donations to the king, because he's... And, yeah, there's even a scene where when Thorfinn sees him, doesn't he, like, picture Askeladd in his mind, because Snake and him are similar?
He's seen the Askeladd in his eyes. Literally.
Yeah.
I know, I need to correct what I said before. No, he's not. They're just both named Ben.
Oh, okay. Well, he's Martin from fucking Full Dive, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious. Now, after knowing it, it's easy to hear. Martin.
But yeah, Jason Griffith, I didn't grow up with 4Kids Sonic, alright? I played the Sonic Adventure games and shit, so this is my first time actually hearing him full on like this, so I think he does really good as him. Again, Snake is your typical, I'm gonna get drunk and go sleep with a bunch of women. He also seems like he has a father-son dynamic with Severkel, the older dude. Because Severkel and Kettle don't get along as much. So...
I mean, there are people who say they hate his Sonic voice, but really I always thought the problem was the Shadow voice being just a deeper voice, not too different from his Sonic one.
My main exposure to his Sonic voice was in Smash Brothers Brawl, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. And
my main exposure to his Shadow... Yeah, my main exposure to his Shadow was Shadow the Hedgehog.
The greatest game ever.
So... But yeah, I think he does really good as Snake. Yeah. His two workers that he has are Fox and Badger. Do you all get the naming convention with his squad? So Fox is KG Tang. We already went over him in the last video. But yeah, it's just KG again. Except this time he gets to play Fox being drunk as fuck. So if you want a drunk KG, you get that. I love how he's drunk and he's trying to, there's a good scene where he's trying to cheer up Almar, because Almar's like, I'm a failure, man, I'm not a warrior. And he's like, oh, cheer up. Oh, actually, man, you're starting to sober me up. Maybe bringing you out to drink with me was a bad idea.
Probably was.
And his friend Badger is Michael Pizzuto. I probably butchered that. Who's Kumashita from the Hong Kong studio dub of Yokai Watch. What the fuck? I don't know.
Stop. There's only so far down the rabbit hole can go.
I even went down that rabbit hole and saw like there was like 3 or 4 different dubs for fucking Yokai Watch, dude. It's like, what? He's also Professor Maisel from the Spriggan remake. He's, again, just a yes man for Snake. They both are. So, after like Ep 3 or 4, they more or less fade into the background, more or less, with the exception of Snake. They'll probably get more in the back half.
Yeah. Especially Snake, with how much fucking promotional images of him there are.
Oh yeah, Snake's a fan favorite too. When looking this up, a lot of people fucking love Snake.
It's just ironic that that in a show where there's a Griffith allegory, you have someone voiced by Jason Griffith.
I know! Well, the last member on the farm is the female slave Arnhide, who works in the house or whatever.
You cut out for all of that last sentence.
Okay. So Arnhide is the last member of the farm. She's the slave that was mentioned that Einar likes.
Yeah.
She lives in the house and is tending to the master's needs. I think we all know what that means.
Yeah, it means being a therapist while he cries himself to sleep and is emo. What do you think we meant?
Well, she's voiced by Gilly Messer, who's Marie from the Spriggan remake, again, and Rena from Romantic Killer. And honestly, a lot of her lines made me think of a Discount Laura post. I almost thought it was her when she was first speaking, I'm gonna be real. But yeah, it's definitely not. But yeah. That's
she'll probably show up at some point.
Yeah. Again, she's really nice to Einar, and Einar's like, man, my chest is pounding. And she goes, what, are you sick? And he goes, no, I'm not sick. I don't know what's wrong with me. Yeah, you all know Einar is,
Dear diary, today I fell in love.
Exactly. But yeah. As far as the last one to go over, he was in Season 1, but he didn't really do much in the last few episodes, but this time he's more major. Ragnar's brother. So Ragnar, for those who need a refresher, was the caretaker of Canute, who's now become the king of England and Denmark after going full fucking Griffith on everyone.
Yeah.
And it was after Ragnar's death more or less motivated him. So Ragnar's brother Gunnar is his right-hand man now, and Gunnar is basically described as a suck-up. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, he will do whatever works for him. So he's like, oh, whoever's on the winning side, I'm going to support is his whole thing. So, yeah, he's voiced by Tony Oliver, who's Minato, the character that just won that Naruto poll and is getting all that shit. And Lupin. I think I didn't say anything more than that. And he's having fun.
Or as a certain game said it, London.
Fucking Code Realize. But yeah.
Only place Code Realize if you skim read it, or you'll drop it like we did. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah, so Tony does good. Again, I feel like this character is going to have much more to go for as we go on. But as of right now, it's
sucking and sucking up.
Yeah. But yeah, he because he's shocked at how fucked Canute has become, where he's like, okay, so what are we going to do? We could disband the military. No, we can't disband the military. Instead, let's expropriate or whatever the farmlands to our loyal subject. Wait, are you sure? Yeah, let's fuck the farmers over. Why not? Like, even Gunnar's shocked at how far Canute's gone. And Canute's like, well, it's all in the name of peace. Because Canute has basically that complex where he wants to be the savior of the kingdom. Sound familiar to any fans of Berserk out there? I don't know.
No. Really?
They lay it on so thick with him, too. There's literally a scene. So he sees a ghost of Kingswain, his dad. And he's like, oh, you're resembling me more and more every day. And he even tells Canute, he's like, you need to pile the corpses up till you reach that peak. Much like the God Hand telling Griffith to pile the corpses up to reach his castle. Real fucking subtle, guys.
Was the I'll become a demon if I have to not subtle enough?
Yeah, so I will say, though, you definitely, because Canute has gone so far off the deep end, you definitely get a different take from Griffin Burns this go around. Because now it's not shy, timid Canute. You've got ruthless as fuck Canute that would kill anyone if he could, if it would get him power, more or less. As we discussed earlier, he's even poisoning his relatives now, more or less, just so he can claim the throne and have no competition for it.
What's a little accidental poisoning amongst family, really?
Yeah. That's what makes the writing of this season so fucking good, though, is him and Thorfinn, they're complete opposites now. Because if you remember, Thorfinn's whole thing was kill, murder, blah, 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 revenge, all I care about. But now Thorfinn, we already gave spoiler warning, so by the end of this, is basically saying, like, he understands now violence just begets more violence, that he doesn't want to hurt anyone anymore.
Yeah, he got a dream lecture from his dad.
From both his dads. Both his dads. Yeah, because first it was Thor's who's like, I told you, son, you should only use that to protect yourself. And then he got one from Ascalon, where Ascalon's like, look at all these people. These are the people you killed, man.
And thanks, YouTube recommendations. 20 minutes of Ascalon being a dick.
Yeah. So, I saw some people that are like, oh, this season's boring, and I'm just thinking, what the fuck? I don't get that at all. One, you know shit's about to get crazy right here. It's building up to shit getting real. If you saw how 12 ended.
I mean, and it just says that farmhand's it's not on its hinges anymore. Well, anyways, he just got Thorfinn punched. No big deal.
Well, yeah, but that was when Thorfinn. Remember, that was before he had that nightmare,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "I regret that. I'm never going to hurt anyone." I wasn't referring to Thorfinn. I'm referring to everyone else, because we've already seen Thorgil is fucking insane. Thorkel, meanwhile, is angry there's no war going on and says something better happens soon.
Yeah, but he with what's going on, he's gonna get back to killing whether he wants to or not.
Yeah.
Because everything is fucked, right?
I do wonder where they're going to go with that. But yeah, so Canute and Thorfinn are basically on complete opposite ends now.
And on a collision course.
Yep, because Thorfinn, and unlike Gundam Wing, Thorfinn's belief in pacifism, I feel probably will hopefully stick the landing. Because, yeah, I feel like he's going to learn I can only use my weapon to defend myself or those close to me. Because before, he was just killing for selfish reasons, you know, vengeance and hurting even innocent people or whatever. Well, you remember in Season 1.
Killing to survive.
Yeah, but he was taking part in Askeladd's shit when Askeladd was looting and pillaging villages and everything. Because Thorfinn even said to Einar, he's like, you know, was a Dane like me. I killed people like your family. And that was when Einar had that blowout with him. Basically telling him, he's like, dude, what the fuck? Get over yourself.
You're not that important. You were just a kid killing people. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Good writing in my anime. Get the fuck out of here.
Also, Alex is fucking kills it with the screams he has to do. I wouldn't be surprised if he threw out his voice every now and again from doing these.
With how often he does them, he's probably used to every show he's in.
Yeah,
even if it's something as mundane as rent a girl.
The best scene for him though is when he has his epiphany, because he literally has a nervous breakdown and he's even crying, basically being like, "I've hurt so many, all those people that I killed, and I never thought to realize, you know, now they all hate me too." Blah blah blah. He basically became, well, the Askeladd that he wanted to kill.
I became the Askeladd that I seen in Snake's eyes.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna keep going back to that scene because it's hilarious.
That's the importance of Einar. Einar's the one who keeps him basically leveled and shows him. He's like, no man, it's okay. You can change. You could still move on. You know, there's still good in you. Blah blah blah. We're friends after all. But yeah. I guess last thing to mention, what the fuck is with the season opening in a different language in the first episode? That was so confused by that. It says every language too, by the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
That was
obviously a Mappa decision, basically.
That was a choice everyone stuck with.
Yeah. Also, yeah, the ad voices, I'd say the two most notable ones, Keith is one. Keith is, yeah, after going through it a second time, he's
like usual.
Yeah.
And
Armin Taylor is a couple too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even if two of the people he plays are named characters, one of them is whatever the fuck bully farmhand is named.
Yeah, that's one of the Keiths too. And remember, Keith is still Floki, who works for Canute. Yeah. So. But yeah, honestly, the ad voice recycling was not as bad as I was expecting, especially for an LA simul. Yeah, an LA simul. I was expecting way worse, but it's not that bad.
And we've gotten way worse out of LA simul dubs in terms of ad voices.
We already brought up Platinum, and it's dead. It can't hurt you. It's gone.
I didn't say anything about Platinum, man, but now that you mention, I mean. And except for the first time I did, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, either way, fucking great dub. Still great first half of the season. I've seen the meme name for this is Vinland Saga, and I totally get it. But I don't think that's a bad thing. Again, the character writing on display, Thorfinn's character writing is really fucking good.
Yeah, it's
he
how
went
you
from
have a cooldown arc and also continue the character development.
Yeah, because Thorfinn, think about it, in season 1, he was basically just, I'm edgy and want revenge, and that was his whole thing. But they've managed to turn that around to make him such a well-handled character now.
Being cocked will do that to you.
Yeah. He goes from literally thinking, I have nothing left to live for, to now having motivation to spread the message that his father was trying to teach him but couldn't because he died too soon. That, you know, violence is not the answer. There's another solution. And remember, Thor's whole thing was he only fought to defend himself and his son, if you remember, before he died. Because he regretted fighting in the war, too.
I wonder when an episode's gonna have actual narration that's not that next episode preview.
One did. I again,
yeah.
went through it a second time. But yeah, one did. It was when Canute was going on his campaign. It basically was like 10, 16 or whatever, yeah.
That's what happens in your marathon. It's something like...
Yeah, so... But yeah, we'll definitely be back for the second half of the Netflix dub. And don't worry, Sentai dub and Crunchy dubs will come at some point. We needed a Vinland video in April. Was it expecting the Netflix dub to come out? So it's like, okay, well, here's the Vinland video then. Fuck it. We'll do that. And
do it live.
We'll do it live, man. So, what if some of y'all thought of this?
But you forgot the most important new character.
Who?
Thorfinn.
Oh shit, you're right. Okay. So, Leif Erikson. Alright, thank you for reminding me. Caught that. So, Leif Erikson has been on a quest, because it's been another couple years, to find Thorfinn. And he adopted another slave that he thought was Thorfinn, but it's like, oh, this isn't Thorfinn. Fuck it, I'll name him Thorfinn. So he adopted a son and renamed him Thorfinn.
And he apparently has done this multiple times, so we have no idea how many Thorfinns are really out there.
Yeah, because when he hears talk of blonde-haired dude with brown eyes on a farm, he's like, wait, that could be my Thorfinn. They're like, oh, it's not another one of your Thorfinns. It's like, no, I think this is the real Thorfinn this time. It's not like those other Thorfinns. It's like, how many fucking Thorfinns, dude?
So yes, that means we really have 2 people on the cast list credited as Thorfinn.
Yeah, this one, though, his nickname is Bug Eyes, so it's literally credited as Thorfinn/Bug Eyes. And he's voiced by Chris Hackney, who you don't know as Basra from Testament of Sister New Devil, and Gohan from the Dragon Ball Super Bang Zoom dub. That dub was killed too soon.
Aww. It's okay, you win some, you lose, Top. There's also some guy named Yuito from Scarlet Nexus.
Oh. I've seen Scarlet Nexus. Wait until we get to the anime, so that way I can see, you can tell me how shit of an adaptation it is. I don't know.
This is definitely gonna be something.
But yeah, and he hasn't done much yet. Again, he just hangs out with Leif Erikson, and he seems to want to take after Leif Erikson and be a trader or whatever. You know, a merchant, not that kind of trader. You all know what I mean.
And he tries to scam some people too, apparently.
Yeah, he tried to scam. Yeah. So, but he does fine for what few scenes he has. Again, I think he'll become more major later, most likely. I want to see the 2 Thorfinns interact. But this also means, across both English dubs at the time of this, we currently have 6 voices for Thorfinn. Think about that. Because you got the 2 Bug-Eye Thorfinns, you got the 2 Shota Thorfinns, and then you got the 2 regular Thorfinns. 6 fucking Thorfinns! Let's see how high that number could go. The Thorfinn conspiracy. Everyone's a Thorfinn, die. You're a Thorfinn! I'm a Thorfinn! You out there, you're a Thorfinn! What?
Especially with how Texas is and change sometimes just swapping them out for a week because they got sick or some shit.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't seem like they got rid of Mike. That would have been fucking stupid because at the time of this, nothing really came of that. You know what I mean? Like, nothing was ever presented to show how fuck that was. There's a video on that too. The point is, we're talk about this dub, LA dub of Vinland Saga. Fucking great. Go watch it. You know, season's fucking great. I have it so far. I don't care. I love the show.
Yeah, yes, I know you're always checking every day to see if an episode went up.
Yes, you have no idea. I do it every day. And it's like, yeah, we could watch the Crunchyroll dub because it's one episode ahead, but having to readjust to everyone's voices every couple of episodes would be a pain in the ass. Fuck that for now. We'll just stick with Netflix.
Well, Netflix just uploaded a batch, and they're like 2 episodes ahead now.
Yeah, and then Crunchyroll uploads like it gets 1 episode ahead for a week. It's stupid. It's like, yeah, fuck it. We'll stick with Netflix for this one for now. We'll cover the Crunchyroll dub eventually. But that's it, guys. MVPs for this set, honestly, Alex, Griffin, and Alejandro. All 3 of them did a fantastic fucking job with what they were given. I actually really do like Einar as a character. And yeah, I don't think anyone had a terrible performance here. The only thing you could really say...
This is why you need a competent ADR director to say, no, you're going to perform well.
You're going to perform well, Mr. Pancake. I don't care. I'm getting a good performance out of you.
No, whatever the fuck we got at a Platinum Moon.
Yeah. But yeah, guys. That's it. So thanks again so much for watching. As far as next time, who knows? We'll find out. I haven't thought of it yet. Thought. You're a thought guy. But till next time, guys. We'll be back at some point with more Vinland Saga when the second half of this season wraps up on and all that. Can't wait to see where it goes. So till then. And just remember, there's a Thorfinn inside you too. Be the Thorfinn that believes in you. Believe in the Thorfinn that believes in you. Till next time. Bye. Thorfinn Army.